Can you essentially monetize a YouTube channel based on Reddit stories? The simple answer is yes. However, I would encourage you to be a little bit more creative than that, because in a lot of cases, using YouTube, you've got to watch what you're actually doing so that you do not get into that sort of category of being banned or losing monetization based upon what you're doing with the content. I see a lot of things said out there about or based on Reddit, but when it comes to monetization, what is the truth? So I actually did a very simple Google search, as anyone can do, and when it comes to using Reddit, I think the most important thing to consider is this. Yes, you can monetize your YouTube channel, but essentially, based on Reddit stories, you've got to get the permission from the author. So if you're not really getting the permission from the original author for the story, I would advise you not to use it. I mean, it's as simple as just copying somebody else's work, basically, and just slapping it in a video. And it's not appreciated, I'm sure, on their part either. But if somebody actually finds out, well, you could essentially get a strike based on your channel. Or maybe worse, you could get banned at some point because now you're using other people's content without their permission. Now, simply just reading stories directly from Reddit, again, without the original consent, is not going to probably meet YouTube's monetization requirements or guidelines. Now, what you can do is something a little bit more creative. What I like to do, and this is just an example, is take Reddit stories and kind of rewrite them. So here's kind of the best way to explain it. Let's say your niche is in the paranormal and your YouTube channel is based around ghosts and things of that sort. But what makes your channel unique is you've got stories. So you've got a story type channel that talks about the paranormal. You could essentially go to Reddit or maybe some of the subreddits and dig deep into real stories based on paranormal or ghosts. And I want to show you as an example what you can do with that. So I just did a quick search, Reddit stories about real life ghosts. This is a great way to just sort of piggyback the idea that yes, you can work with some of these Reddit stories, but B, you want to actually go ahead and rewrite these. So I went ahead and I clicked on one of these here, and basically this is what I got, which was some pretty good stories. So as an example, what I did was I took this here, the idea, what are real life ghost stories you could tell in darkest stormy nights. I took this content here, okay, and then what I did was I went to ChatGPT. By going to ChatGPT, I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to rewrite, okay, again, rewrite this in a unique way, changing the names in the story and starting with a strong hook. By the end of this here, we still want it to be original so that when somebody's reading it, even if the original person wrote something similar, they are not going to get the inclination that we took it exactly from theirs. Let's face it, there's a lot of stories out there. All you're doing is rewriting the story as you've seen it. So let's go ahead and check this out. Now we'll press enter. I'll press the down arrow. You can see it's still writing it out. Now be sure to head through and read and compare the two. So the Reddit story that you're modeling, go ahead and read it through the ChatGPT just to make sure that it is still interesting, original, and that in some ways the actual writer is not going to think that you took directly from them. This is used as inspiration. I use ChatGPT more or less as a template, and it's the easiest way to work it. Now, I would go ahead and from this point on, be creative about your title, be creative about your descriptions. Remember to use great SEO to be seen because YouTube is more of a social or more of a search engine. So hopefully that was helpful when it comes to using Reddit stories and the clarification upon it, because I see a lot of stuff online that basically tells you to copy and paste Reddit stories, something I would definitely not recommend. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.